Here we go again. It's been 5 days since the last video, and my intention is, if I have time, I will upload every day. But been struggling for time recently, so it will be at least once a week. But if I have the time, I will do it every day. But in the last video, we looked at nations descended from Noah. I said at the end of that video that it begins to lose all meaning when you're saying the names and trying to pronounce them all. You can't quite place anything. So I've had a read through the study text of this Bible, and chapter 10 lays out the table of nations. So it lists a total of 70 nations. So I will have to read back through this or listen to what I read before. But in that total of 70 nations, 14 came from Japheth, 30 from Ham, and 26 from Shem. And there's a map here that kind of shows, it does describe where people have gone, but I think a lot of that will become clear later on. So I may come back to this and have a look at it in a bit more detail. But for today, we will read chapter 11. I think I'll only have time for the one. So the Tower of Babel, chapter 11. Now the whole earth had one language and few words, and as men migrated from the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and settled there. And they said to one another, "Come, let us make bricks, and burn them thoroughly." And they had brick for stone, and bitumen for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city, and a tower with its top in the heavens, and let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth." And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the sons of men had built. And the Lord said, "Behold, they are one people, and they have all one language, and this is only the beginning of what they will do. And nothing that they propose to do will now be impossible for them. Come, let us go down, and there confuse their language, that they may not understand one another's speech." So the Lord scattered them abroad from there over the face of all the earth, and they left off building the city. Therefore its name was called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of all the earth, and from there the Lord scattered them abroad over the face of all the earth. Descendants of Shem. These are the descendants of Shem. When Shem was 100 years old, he became the father of Arpachshad, 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after the birth of Arpachshad 500 years, and had other sons and daughters. When Arpachshad had lived 35 years, he became the father of Shelah. And Arpachshad lived after the birth of Shelah 403 years, and had other sons and daughters. When Shelah had lived 30 years, he became the father of Eber. And Shelah lived after the birth of Eber 403 years, and had other sons and daughters. When Eber had lived 34 years, he became the father of Peleg. And Eber lived after the birth of Peleg 430 years, and had other sons and daughters. When Peleg had lived 30 years, he became the father of Reu. And Peleg lived after the birth of Reu 209 years, and had other sons and daughters. When Reu had lived 32 years, he became the father of Serug. And Reu lived after the birth of Serug 207 years, and had other sons and daughters. When Serug had lived 30 years, he became the father of Nahor. And Serug lived after the birth of Nahor 200 years, and had other sons and daughters. When Nahor had lived 29 years, he became the father of Terah. And Nahor lived after the birth of Terah 119 years, and had other sons and daughters. When Terah had lived 70 years, he became the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran. Descendants of Terah. Now these are the descendants of Terah. Terah was the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran was the father of Lot. Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his birth, in Ur of the Chaldeans. And Abram and Nahor took wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah and Iscah. Now Sarai was barren, she had no children. Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran his grandson, and Sarai his daughter-in-law, his son Abram's wife, and they went forth together from Ur of the Chaldeans to go into the land of Canaan. But when they came to Haran, they settled there. The days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. That's the end of chapter 11. Again, a lot of names, just get a bit confusing after a while. I'm pretty sure that God had said he would limit the lifespan to 120 years, but we still have very long lives at the minute, so I'm not sure when that comes into force. Yeah, and he's come down and confused the language of everybody so they can't understand each other. So yeah, forcing them to spread out, or he's scattered them all. I'll have a read into it all and see if it can become a bit more clear as to who's who and why he's done that. But yeah, I think that's all for today. Just getting back into it after a 5-day break, and I will speak to you tomorrow.